This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. The Indiana Association for Home and Hospice Care has launched a statewide program designed to provide one-on-one counseling, training, and instructional webinars and support services for direct caregivers in the home care, hospice, and personal service industries. Director of Workforce Development Tim Scully says the goal is to reduce the turnover rate among workers.
That rate is currently 77%, which is very, very high. Retention obviously impacts the business that home and hospice agencies are engaging in. And so having better retention can lead to not only improved client outcomes, it can lead to better care for Indiana seniors overall.
Scully says the organization eventually wants to make the program a nationwide model. Schneck Medical Center in Seymour announced this week it is rescheduling a number of non-emergency surgeries as a result of a nationwide shortage of IV fluids caused by Hurricane Helene. The hospital said the decision is a proactive move as it works with its suppliers to address the issue. Cumulex, a Fishers-based provider of security and video surveillance products, has been acquired by Southlake, Texas-based Cenarion USA. Cenarion declined to provide financial details or say whether the deal will result in any staffing changes or layoffs. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
The owner of a bookshop in South Bend is looking to sell more than 5,000 books by the end of the month in order to avoid closure. Kathy Burnett, founder and CEO of Brain Layer Books, said in a Facebook post late last week that the store must make $25,000 in order to meet its financial obligations. She told our partners at WSBT-TV that she is prepared to close the store after a difficult year, but the community has responded.
Whichever way it went, I was going with that. If this didn't work, closing was October 31st. My staff and I had already talked about it, so we already knew all of this was happening. It was just a matter of, okay, let's tell the community and see what happens. And then Saturday was insane. From the moment we opened to the moment we closed, which even after we closed, I still had people knocking on the door. But we did more on Saturday than we do for an entire month, more than an entire month.
Burnett, a former librarian and teacher, said a variety of issues have led to the store's difficulties, such as online competitors like Amazon, as well as recent book bans. Brain Layer Books has sold about 2,000 books toward its goal thus far. The Indiana Judicial Nominating Commission has named 1 attorney and 2 judges as finalists to fill an upcoming Northern District vacancy on the Indiana Court of Appeals. The finalists are Anna Mandula, a partner at Lewis, Brisbois, Bisgard & Smith, LLP, St. Joseph Superior Court Judge Stephanie Steele, and St. Joseph Superior Court Judge Stephen Scheel. Once the list of the finalists is officially submitted to Governor Eric Holcomb, he will have 60 days to select one of them to succeed Judge Terry Crone, who is retiring after 20 years on the appellate bench. Crone will officially retire November 5th and will have a retirement ceremony on November 4th. Eiteljorg Museum CEO Catherine Haig is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.